To the Pharmacy Residency podcast, a member of the Pharmacy Podcast Network. I wanted to do 10 steps to getting the pre-recorded interview right. And you can see right now I'm kind of looking down, and it looks like I'm looking at some kind of paper because I'm looking at the screen. What I really should be doing is looking at the camera itself, okay? And that's just one of the tips. But I want to go through them in a certain order, okay? So the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure we're eye level, and I'm just going to make it ridiculous where I am down here, kind of really little, and the screen you can see takes up the whole thing. Or I can be Big Brother and I can be in here and it's kind of that fisheye type thing. So neither of them is good. We just want to kind of be relaxed right here, front and center, just talking to them directly, again talking to the camera lens. Second thing is lighting. So I am actually in bad lighting right now. I purposely put myself over here, and I'm going to show you a couple of tricks that you can do to get great lighting. So you never want a window behind you unless it's maybe overcast or something like that. But I'm going to take you over here, and yes, this is my daughter Brielle's room, and I'm going to show you how much different the lighting can be. And here we go. All right. So, okay. And you can see that I really kind of am getting good lighting from over here, which is outdoor lighting. And you can put it just where to the window. But we can see that this side really kind of dark. So you can take one of these lamps, just a plain old lamp like this. If you've got LEDs, obviously that would be amazing. And you just take it just off center, and you can light up like that. So it makes it so that this side is not completely hot. You've got some lighting coming from the other side as well. A little bit of backlighting. But you can see that it's a little bit brighter. You obviously don't want to have this kind of a background behind me. So if you're eye level, and you are got good lighting, and so now you can see me pretty well. You can see maybe a little bit of shine coming from the lights up there on my forehead, but it's not terrible. You can still maybe listen to what it is that I'm saying. Third thing is the background. Obviously, this is my daughter's bedroom. This is not where you want to do it. You don't want anything that they would read. So as they're kind of drifting off from your interview, they're looking in the back and saying, "I love you to the moon and back," or they see a clock, or they see a calendar, or they see something cute. You don't want any of that in there. You want a nice plain background, maybe a kitchen, something like that, with cabinets in the background. Again, I know we are all locked down, so it's a little bit tough to get good spacing or something like that. Okay. Fourth thing is audio. You can hear my energy. You can hear that I'm talking and very excited about what I'm talking about. I recommend at all costs using a proper microphone, whether $20 or $30, getting one from Best Buy. I don't necessarily recommend the lavalier unless you know how to use it, because it can cause all kinds of scratching and things like that. This pop filter keeps my B's and P's from kind of overloading the system. But this is a snowball mic. I'll show you. Oops, lost some of the lighting. It's just a snowball mic. It looks kind of like a snowball, and it's very inexpensive. Okay. Fifth thing, of course, to practice doing this, although you may not be able to get the questions. We do have those books, memorizing, not memorizing, but 100 Strong Residency Interview Questions, Answers, and Rationales. Then we also have phone interview survival tips, and then the newest one that I did, there's still a bunch of free codes for residency interview survival, something like that. That's bad, but anyway, so a bunch of books, but you want to practice doing this and looking at the camera, because it's an awkward thing to do, and you might just keep looking down at the screen, that makes you look disinterested. Again, looking at the camera proper makes you look right. I actually put what I want to see above, so it kind of looks like I'm thinking about it, but I'm not really thinking about it. I'm reading what's right behind there, and I just put it on a couple pillows. Prepare some examples. So you may be asked to prepare slides. You can just put them up as a piece of paper if you like. You could bring a laptop, a second laptop, or a computer if you have to do something like that. They may ask you to do that after the interview, but again, prep them. Dress, again, I just put on something, no tie. And you can see this is coming out to be pretty dark. It's actually not that dark if you look at it, but because the lighting isn't perfect and things like that, but ask whichever person in your life can tell you, whether you have to Skype them or whatever, just say, hey, what do you think of this tie? What do you think of this? As I'm talking to you on video, because that's what you really want. The setup, so they're going to send you setup recommendations. If you don't understand them, find someone who can explain them to you. You don't want to get it wrong. You want to have clear audio. You want to have lots of energy. Again, I keep looking down at the mic because I am holding it, but you want to look at the camera because that's what makes you get that nice, good eye contact. But again, you really want to look at the setup and see what it is they want. Last, second to last, number 9, the instructions. Make sure you read the instructions carefully. Take your time. It's just like my daughters and I will play Wheel of Fortune, and they'll like spin the wheel. I'm like, whoa, we had 30 seconds left. Let's look at the puzzle and see if we can figure out some of the words and take our time. Take your time with the instructions. That part is probably not going to be timed. Make sure you understand the instructions because you don't want to fiddle with anything as you're working through this. And then again, look into the camera. You can see the complete difference if I look over the camera, just kind of going into space. I can look down at my computer as if I think I am looking at them, but really looking into the camera. That's what makes the connection, but that's what you want to do. So my 10 tips, eye level. Make sure that you're not down here. Make sure you're not way up here. Lighting, make sure that you get good light. Yeah, I've got a little bit of shine over here. It's not going to be too big of a deal, but you want to make sure that you are bright rather than dark. It's very easy to get a dark image. It's very tough to overlight someone up. Background, make sure your background does not look like that. Make sure that your background actually is relatively sparse and that the attention is on you. Audio has to be clear, energetic, and that comes from your, of course, getting the answer and understanding the answer and being excited about the answer. Remember, everybody's under the same conditions, but your audio and video can look much better than someone else's, and for whatever reason, it makes you a better candidate. Prepare the exam for practice and prepare the examples ahead of time. So number 5, practice. Make sure that you've practiced this in front of it so you continue to look at the camera. As you're recording, make sure that every single practice you finally get to the point where you look at the camera the entire time, except to look at the questions. Number 6, if you have to prepare examples, you may be asked to do the examples after the interview and to email it to them. Dress right. And that doesn't just mean dress professionally. That means have somebody look at you in the video and say, yeah, you know, that's just not working for that video, for that lighting scheme. Make sure you look at their setup. What are the requirements, technical requirements, and don't let that you don't know what those technical requirements are. Make sure that you understand them. The instructions, the actual instructions to do the interview, they'll probably have some platform that's going to do it for you. Make sure that that is exactly what you do. And again, look into the camera, because if you don't make that connection, it's going to look like you're looking into space, and they're going to do the same thing. As you look up there, they're going to be like, what's up there? I don't see anything up there. You want to look right into the camera. And of course, at the end, thank them, reaffirm that yes, after this interview, you definitely want to be part of their program. Don't make any question. Make sure that they know that you are absolutely interested in being part of it.